From my head to my toes, I am covered with the fire of God. Burning me everywhere. From my spirit to my soul, I am filled with the glory of God. Burning me everywhere. So I come with the quality of the books. It is written of me. Who love me more? I remember now. Shake my world. Jesus must be seen. Jesus. From here, I will shake Africa. From here, I will move the nations. From here, I will change my world. The believer's anthem. Now, before you can shake Africa, before you can move the world, before you can speak to the nations, there's something you really must do before you can dive deeper into God. You have to rebel against your flesh. Yes, it is when you rebel against your flesh that the Spirit of God in you will come alive. You know the Bible passage that says that the flesh and the spirit, they are at war against each other. Remember that? The flesh and the spirit, they are at constant war against each other. So the flesh is fighting to dominate the spirit, and the spirit also is fighting to dominate the flesh. Now you are the one that give priority to the one that dominates. When you constantly feed the flesh against the spirit, the flesh continues to grow and to strive. But when you starve the flesh and feed the spirit starts growing and manifesting. So you see, dearly beloved brothers and sisters, have you ever asked yourself before? Sometimes you wake up in the morning, probably on a Saturday morning, and you have so many house chores to do. Cleaning, sweeping, doing the laundry, taking out the trash, doing this, doing that. You know, you just have a lot of lineup of activities to do, and then you start doing them with zeal, with power, with so much energy, and then all of a sudden 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 p.m. and you realize that you have not eaten breakfast, and you are not tired, you are not hungry. As a matter of fact, you still have a lot of chores to do, and you are not bothered. But the moment you decided in your heart that you are going to fast the next day, even if you eat heaven and earth the previous night, it is hunger that will wake you up on the day you have decided to fast. The hunger, the magnitude of the hunger will be so much that it will look as if you have not eaten before from the time you were born. Have you ever noticed that? Why is it that you don't sit back to ask yourself, why are things like this? When I decide to do house chores, I'm not conscious about eating, I'm not conscious about food, and I can do the house chores till about 12:1, and then at the end of the day, after 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, that's when I'm now looking for breakfast. But when I decide to fast, the very morning, that is when hunger catches up with me. So the flesh war against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. Both of them are fighting for dominance. Both of them are fighting for dominance. So you see, dearly beloved brothers and sisters, one entity that you must rebel against is the flesh. Your flesh. Many times the things that your flesh desires negate the will of God for you. Many times you wake up with strong urges, hunger that the flesh is craving for, but they negate God's will, God's plans, and God's purpose for your life. Many times giving in to the dictate, to the fleshy desires and its will, it's detrimental to your God-given talent. And if you yield to the dictate of the flesh, you will just discover that your destiny will be aborted and your life will be cut short. No man sees fire ahead and still decide to continue on that journey when he knows that at the end he will jump into that fire and he will be consumed. But that is what many of us do to ourselves when we don't rebel against the dictates of the flesh. And then we see this fire ahead of us, and because the flesh is giving us pleasure, we continue in it. And then we are moving at a pace that the flesh is dictating for us. Dictating for us. After my secondary school, when I wrote JAMB and I was waiting, after my university days actually, I was actually waiting for my call-up letter to go serve. That's after my tertiary institution. So I decided to volunteer in an NGO, and this NGO is responsible for bringing out drug addicts and substance addicts from the streets and trying to channel them towards going to rehabilitation. So the NGO is like a passageway from the streets to the rehabilitation centers. Now they need to see your zeal and your seriousness to come out of it before they take you to the rehabilitation centers, because they are the one that will sponsor your rehabilitation, not that they will now go waste money on you. All right. I learned something there actually, that most times when they tend to give up this substance, there's a phase that is called relapse, where the body hits them down so much that they fall back into the same thing that they are fighting against. Why is it so? This is what the body has been getting over time, and you decide to deprive the body of it. The body will fight back. That is why relapse always occur when someone is trying to give up an addiction. So that is the body rebelling against you, not giving him his due entitlement. Let me use that word, due entitlement. But do you know that due entitlement is detrimental to your spirit? And whatever is detrimental to your spirit is detrimental to your life, to your purpose, and to your destiny. So when the body is coming, craving for that desire, that fleshy desire, that inordinate passion, that hunger that negates God's will and God's plan for your life, you stand against it and you say no. That is how you rebel against yourself, the flesh. That is how you rebel against the flesh. This is just what many of us need. Rebel against your flesh. If you don't rebel against your flesh, the flesh will continue to dictate for you how to live your life. That is why you hear many people say they are addicted and they are trying everything they can to stop it, but they cannot stop it. They've even gone to prayer mountains. Powerful men of God have laid hands and legs and this and that. Yes, powerful men can lay hands and leg and beat you with brooms in the name of deliverance, and yet you will still find yourself in them because you have not rebelled against the flesh. So as much as you are comfortable giving the flesh what is requesting for, the appetite for the flesh will continue to grow. It is never satisfied. Rebel against the flesh. Think about these things. Jesus must be, Jesus must be, I'm not present, Jesus is Lord, silent, people in the